Hello, fellow screen addicts. It's time to confront the hard fact that we spend much too much of our time looking at devices. Our screens have taken over our lives, from binge-watching our favorite TV series to browsing through social media. So don't despair, there is yet hope. In this video, I'll explain you how to reduce your screen time and reclaim your life. Let's face it, it's difficult to detach from the digital world. Our screens are our lifelines, but they are also the source of numerous troubles such as low productivity, poor sleep quality, and even mental health concerns. We're not here to point fingers and make you feel bad. We all adore our phones and tablets, but it's time to strike a balance. I'll provide you practical strategies, tactics, and solutions to help you reduce your screen time so you can prioritize what truly matters. Therefore, if you're ready to take charge of your life, cut back on screen time, and live more consciously, keep reading. You will not be sorry. Well, let's get started with the first step in reducing screen time, recognizing the issue. It's easy to become caught in the world of screens and lose track of how much time we spend staring at them. But believe me when I say that admitting the problem is the first step in the correct path. I get what you're thinking, but screens are my everything. How can they possibly be a problem? It's not so much about condemning screens as it is about acknowledging the detrimental influence they may have on our lives. Too much screen time can cause eye strain, poor posture, and even sleep disruption. Let us not neglect the influence on our mental health. Screen usage in excess can cause anxiety, melancholy, and even social isolation. So it's time to stand back and examine the situation. How much time do you spend looking at screens? Do you give up other hobbies to watch TV or be on your phone? What are the negative consequences you're encountering? After identifying the issue, you may begin taking steps to limit your screen usage and live a more balanced life. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should abandon screens entirely. It is not feasible nor essential. But, by recognizing the problem and taking efforts to limit your screen time, you may enhance your general well-being and live a more rewarding life. Well, let's get this party started. Now that we've recognized the issue, it's time to create some targets. It's critical to be clear and practical when it comes to decreasing screen time. Don't make unachievable or too broad goals to avoid setting yourself up for failure. Therefore, let us examine it. What do you hope to accomplish? Are you seeking to limit your screen time at particular times of the day or to minimize your overall screen time? Make sure your objectives are explicit and quantifiable. It's also critical to design a strategy for achieving your objectives. How are you going to cut back on your screen time? Will you establish time restrictions for yourself or look for alternatives to screen time? Have a plan and hold yourself accountable to it. Setting goals might be difficult, but remember that it's good to start small. Perhaps your aim for the week is to cut back on screen usage by 30 minutes each day. Appreciate your modest achievements and continue to build on them. You can do it. Remember, finding a balance that works for you is more important than fully eliminating screens from your life. So, set some goals, make a strategy, and get started. Your mind and body will be grateful. Now that we've established our objectives, it's time to make a plan. I realize that routines might sound monotonous and inflexible, but trust me when it comes to decreasing screen time. Making a timetable or a schedule might assist you in staying on track and holding yourself accountable. Begin by establishing and sticking to specified periods of the day when you will allow yourself to use screens. For example, you may opt to only use screens from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. This way, you have screen time as well as time to focus on other tasks. It is also critical to plan for other activities. Discover activities that you like and make time for them. This might range from reading a book to going for a walk outside. You'll be less prone to resort to screens out of boredom if you have other things planned. Yes, I understand that life can be unexpected, and that routines may occasionally go apart. That's fine. Don't beat yourself if you wind up spending more time than you expected on screens. The essential thing is to recognize it and get back on track. Remember that making a timetable isn't about restricting oneself of screen time, but rather about striking a healthy balance. So, take a pen and paper and begin planning some screen-free time. Your mind and body will be grateful. Now that we've established our timetable, it's time to cut down on distractions. Let's face it, screens can be addicting, and it's easy to become engrossed in them. Yet, there are methods for making it simpler to focus and avoid distractions. To begin, switch off alerts on your phone or computer. You won't be continually assaulted with alerts and notifications, which might distract you from whatever you're doing. Believe me when I say that TikTok notification can wait. Another technique to reduce distractions is to establish a specific workstation. Locate a place where you can work or rest without being distracted by screens. Whether it's a nook in your living room or a workstation in your bedroom. Whatever it is, make it a place where you can feel relaxed and focused. I understand that it is not always feasible to avoid distractions entirely. Life occurs, and you may need to utilize a screen for business or conversation at times. That's fine. Simply try to be careful of your screen time and set limits for yourself. Remember that eliminating outward distractions is just as important as minimizing internal ones. Strive to be aware of your own ideas and feelings. Take a deep breath and concentrate if you feel yourself becoming distracted. It takes discipline, but staying present and attentive may get easier with time. Hence, let us reduce distractions and keep focused on our objectives. It's not always simple, but we can accomplish it with a little effort and focus. Now that we've reduced distractions, it's time to promote good behaviors. It's easy to become trapped in a loop of screen usage, but with a little effort, we may develop new behaviors that encourage a healthy lifestyle. Finding accountability partners is one approach to foster beneficial behaviors. Speak to friends or family members who are also attempting to reduce their screen time and support one another. It might be beneficial to have someone with whom to check in and communicate progress. Rewarding yourself for achieving your goals is another strategy to foster beneficial behaviors. Whether it's indulging in a favorite food or having a nice bubble bath, choose something that stimulates you and use it as a reward for attaining your goals. It's also critical to discover other things that you like. Join a club or sports team, or spend time with friends and family. The more you love other things, the less you will feel compelled to resort to screens. Don't forget to be kind with yourself. It's not always simple to break bad habits, and mistakes are unavoidable. Instead of beating yourself up, focus on your development and tiny triumphs. Every step towards a more balanced screen life is worth celebrating. Hence, let us encourage good practices and foster a better connection with screens. We can make lasting changes and live a more satisfying life with a little effort and help. It's critical to include people in our efforts to reduce screen time. Not only may they offer encouragement and support, but adding others can also make the process more pleasurable and sociable. One method to include people is to schedule non-screen activities with friends and family. This might be everything from a stroll to playing board games to having a picnic in the park. We may spend meaningful time away from screens by participating in these activities with others. Sharing our objectives and progress with others is another method to involve them. We can obtain support and encouragement from others around us by opening up and being vulnerable. It's also an excellent means of holding ourselves accountable. By defining limits and stating our requirements, we may also include others. Allowing people to know when we need to take a break from screens or focus on other activities might help them understand our aims and respect our limits. Finally, involving others may imply getting professional assistance if necessary. If screen use has become a severe problem in our lives, it is critical to get help from a therapist or counselor. Remember, we are not alone in this. We may develop a supporting network that helps us achieve our objectives and live a more balanced life by involving others. So let us reach out, share our experiences, and invite others to join us in our search for a healthy relationship with screens. Before I wrap up, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below with your thoughts and any additional tips you have for cutting back on screen time. And if you want to continue learning and growing with me, make sure to check out some of my other videos on this channel. I cover a wide range of topics related to personal development, wellness, and lifestyle, and I'm always looking for ways to bring you the best content possible. To summarize, reducing screen time is a process that involves work, dedication, and patience. Breaking habits and changing behaviors is difficult, but it is worthwhile for our emotional and physical health. It is critical to be nice and sympathetic to ourselves throughout this process. We are not flawless, and we will make mistakes from time to time. But every modest step we take towards our objectives represents progress, and that is something to be proud of. Remember to appreciate tiny victories and to concentrate on the good improvements we're making. And it's acceptable if we make a mistake. We can always restart tomorrow. Reducing screen time is a personal process, and we must discover what works best for us. There are various ways we may take to develop a healthy connection with screens, such as setting objectives, making a routine, reducing distractions, fostering positive behaviors, and involving others. Therefore, let us take a step back, rethink our screen time habits, and make the necessary changes to live a more balanced and fulfilled life. It won't always be simple, but with perseverance and work, we may reach our objectives and gain the benefits of a healthy lifestyle. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.